Good evening, y'all. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm just happy to have a chill day after this past work week. Hopefully everyone's weekend is going equally as well. Let's see, who we got? Welcome, Tozu. Oh, and thank you for possibly sharing those reshade settings. That would be amazing. I've had G-Shade installed for a long time, and I was looking at it the other day, and I'm like, this is beyond me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's Reshade that I have. What I have is G-Shade, the letter G. I think it's the one shader that doesn't violate TOS in Final Fantasy, at least from what I hear. Hi, Mr. Fox, welcome. And Seth, welcome. Sonic the Hedgehog is over 30 years old. I feel old. Yep, same. But it is what it is. I think I still have my Sega Genesis stashed away somewhere. Alright, just do options. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let me pop on over to main. So that's where I am in the Final Fantasy queue. I am at 523. So it shouldn't take too long. So looks like I can't do keybinds until I enter the game, which is fine. Oh, pets. Hi, Yami. Welcome. I have never played this game before. Oh, Tozu. I'll take care of that in just a second. Keep that link in your buffer. Interesting. Okay. Partway through Halo 3, they were talking about New Mombasa. That must have been the kind of where this is all happening at the same time we're going through on Halo 3. Oh, the timeout's only for 5 seconds. It removes itself. It's only 5 seconds because I just want Nightbot to be like, hey, as kind of a warning, don't post links. But, like, I'll take care of it.
The Navy put up a good fight.
Of course they did. It's Earth.
Better late than never.
How about you show some respect, Romeo?
Just saying, Dutch. They missed one.
No. They left it for us.
You know the music. Time to dance.
Nathan Fillion.
Oh, beautiful.
Has to be that voice actor.
Pods. Now.
Replacements?
This many years into the war? Who isn't?
At least they listen.
To me. And they're not gonna like what they hear.
Orders are orders.
Come on, Veronica. What could be more important than that carrier?
My orders. And Buck, call me Captain. I'll pass on that dance. But you can show me where to sit.
Now, what the hell kind of armor was she wearing?
Dunno, Mickey. I wasn't looking at her gear. Seriously?
Well, gonna be close quarters.
Exactly.
Second to last, right next to mine.
Cozy. You gonna tell us her name, Gunny?
Ms. Naval Intelligence. Our new boss.
Oh, brother.
So check your mouths, find your chairs, and get set for a combat drop.
What the hell am I supposed to do with this inside a Covenant ship?
Jesus.
Wake up, Buttercup.
Relax, rookie. He don't mean nothing. Besides, now's one of those times. Pays to be the strong, silent type.
Oh, here we go. Keep that link handy, Tozu.
Reports Covenant troops are massing beneath the carrier.
They're pulling back? Why?
We're not gonna find out way up here.
Troopers! We are green and very, very mean!
Wow, this is very different from being the Master Chief.
I take it back. Navy got its butt kicked.
Hey, Romeo, remember when I told you to shut your mouth?
Yeah?
Consider that a standing order.
Captain, 15 clicks off the deck.
Stand by to adjust trajectory. On my mark.
What'd she just say?
Mark!
We're way off course.
We're heading exactly where I need to go.
But we're gonna miss the carrier. Radiation! Covenant just set off a nuke?
No, the carrier's going to jump. It's a slip-space rupture. You need to...
EMP, losing power.
Rip.
Pop your ships. We're going in hard.
Well, that wasn't good. Yikes. Alright, let me catch up with chat a little bit. I was in the middle of a cutscene, so I didn't want to ruin the immersion here, but let's see. I'm just trying to get to the point where I can Alt-Tab out and fix Nightbot. Come on, wake up, buddy. I need to stream here, dude. Alright, here we go. So, let's see. So, regulars, add user, Tozu Fox. Alright, Tozu, you're good to go. So, Reshade is giving the green light for use by devs. Okay. How are you, Ahty? Gonna lurk Fresh Bean. Thank you so much, Ayami. Playing Morrowind on my other monitor, missed the OG vibes. Yeah, Morrowind was like a little bit before I got headlong into PC gaming. I should try it at some point, though. It's fine, too, Ahty. You can see the link I posted even if it was timed out. Yeah, I could do that, but yeah, I think that, like, you know, being able to post it in chat's pretty important. Because, like, you know, other people will be able to benefit from that knowledge, too, which will be nice. Okay, also, hey, Ahty, I've turned down the settings for ACC, and it's looking decent and runs smoothly, so I'm ready to give it a try again. Graphics are toned way down, but it's worth the sacrifice. Okay. I'm still kind of wondering what's going on. One thing that could be happening is that from time to time Microsoft pushes a graphics card update, which may or may not be ready for prime time, because Microsoft is kind of well, at least their dev support and their driver support rather is a shell of what it once was. They push out a lot of stuff they shouldn't, so sometimes it's garbage. So that's worth looking into also. No hate on the game, but I feel like their animation director came from a cartoon show. Yeah, I mean, there it is. I mean, like, Halo 3 ODST is... I forget how old this is. I came out shortly after Halo 3, I think. Who had a crazier time, Mass Effect or Halo? I don't know, Tozu. That is a good question. I think they'd be pretty close. When your directioneers are having a Reddit debate, yeah. Dessert is finished. Finishing my water. Gonna head to bed here shortly. Okay. Yeah. So, like, I don't know how up to date y'all are on YouTube streamers or YouTube content creators and stuff, but if y'all are familiar with Barnacles or Barnacules or however you say that, he actually worked for Microsoft, I think, for the better part of a decade in, I believe, support, and yeah, he did not have a good time. And he's commented on many different occasions where they're at. Accept settings. Continue. Settings can be changed from the pause menu. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. So I've a long time ago I met him, and we had like kind of like a little breakfast thing with like a few of us at PDX Land, because he's been an attendee for a little while now. It's actually a pretty nice guy. Let's see. Find a medical kiosk and restore health. Alright, I think I can do that.
Fast, accurate diagnosis, or your money back.
There we go. Would I like to repeat it? I guess okay. Oop. Kind of a tutorial thing, I guess. Jerry coded all operating systems from XP to 10. Interesting. I've worked in support at a few places and have some wild tales, and I'm always unsure about sharing.
Fast, accurate diagnosis.
Alright, let's do my my settings, because it's not where I want it to be. He did in-house testing of all updates. This was before he got laid off, yeah. Configure bindings, perfect. Let's see, that's fine. Melee, I want to be a mouse button. Throw a grenade, I want to be... Why can't I do that? Oh, that's weird. Guess I'll have it just be G for now. Weird. In all the other games I was able to use the mouse wheel click as my grenade, but I guess I can't do that anymore. Let's check on Final Fantasy real quick, because I have the opportunity. 2:23 shouldn't be long now. Keep thinking I should be going over here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, alright. Kind of interesting that that big dude didn't... Yes, he did.
Fast, accurate diagnosis, or your money back.
Just gotta link up with everyone else, provided everyone lived. Alright.
Immediate medical assistance. Choose Optican.
Start firing! Oh! Ah!
Must not panic.
Keep the pack together.
I will do it. Grenade throw.
Bye.
Survive!
Where you going, little buddy? Seems like jumping's a little bit easier in this one. Contacting superintendent for assistance? What was that all about? Interesting. Interesting, okay. Hold to pan. Oh, that's me. I'm pan. Oh, looks like there's some bad dudes over here. Meleeing is more fun than shooting. Alright, let's see. Can't open that. Nope. But I can. Search building for a clue to your squad mate's location. Okay. Use your visor to conduct a detailed search. Alright. I think clues would be dead grunts and brutes. Interesting. Gonna have to fix keybinds. Let's see, change weapon. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I think I'd rather have that. Hey, Gabe! Welcome! Interesting, okay. Uh-oh. That's not good. Alright, let's see where we're at with Final Fantasy. Oh, we're in, actually. Okay, so I think we're just gonna do a quick switch over here. There we go. Let me change the game real quick. There we go. Speak with Kryl in the main hall. How's everyone doing tonight? Well, so far anyway. Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Marie-Ange. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroid's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Charlian, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Charlian focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois.
Hiya, Pedro.
Yet despite
Welcome.
our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
Pedro, I think I'm doing pretty okay. I would have rather not have started Halo ODST tonight, but I found it more important to start the stream on time rather than postpone it until the queue popped. Which, it is what it is. So, I mean, we'll kind of play both games side by side, I suppose. Depending. I'm still kind of getting my bearings in ODST, so it's okay. But, you know, we weren't that far off of the queue, so, I mean, it was about 40 minutes of that, and then we popped into Final Fantasy, which is good. Hope you're doing well. I know we talked a little bit earlier about you streaming, so I am going to give you a shout out. Yeah, y'all should definitely follow Pedro. Pedro is trying to get the streaming stuff going, and has actually been streaming pretty regularly. I've only seen Stronghold so far, but it actually looks pretty fun. So Pedro has been a supporter of ours for quite a while, so I think they deserve some love in return.
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth.
Many thanks, Ahty. I'll make sure to remember to give you back tenfold. Aw, well, I appreciate it. You know, I mean, we're all trying to do the same thing. You know, and whatever support that, you know, that we can provide, or any help or guidance or whatnot, I mean, I'm definitely up for it. You know, I would personally like to see everyone succeed and, like, do what they want to do, you know?
Compared to our more isolationist Charlian colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Favner. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
Oh, Tetris 99. I haven't played that in a long time.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Charlian is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnarian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
Let's do it.
You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Charlian. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Small amount, quote unquote.
Alice and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course, the more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair. Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Ahty, I'm going to sleep in a bit. Tomorrow is a very, very important day. It's an epic soccer match for my hometown soccer team. If they win this match, they will be in the European League spots. Whoa, that's awesome. For the first time since I was ever born and the second time in my team's history. Wow, that's cool. I'm anxious to see how that turns out.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
I have a bunch of item level 530 gear already, and I think this one would probably be left to, yeah. Acquired level 80, item level 515, chest gear type determined by current job or class at time of opening. Cannot be opened in instanced areas, blah 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 blah. Okay. So like Trinity said, I'm going to save that for another day. As well as these other coffers. So the question is, do I find more out about the forum, or do we go to Thavner? I think since we're new here right now, we should do the stuff here in Charlian first. Our tour of the city was a pleasant distraction. I feel more than ready now to tackle the challenges of the day. My soccer team is called the Portimonenses, from the city of Portimao, one of the cities in the region of Algarve, south of Portugal. It's best known for being the best soccer team in Algarve, and the only team in the region to ever reach the European League spots. So if Portimonenses, my hometown soccer team, wins the upcoming match, the team will be in 5th place. 5th place is the spot for the European League. Awesome. I'll have to check on that when I wake up in the morning to see where it's at. The process by which forum members are elected is fair and equitable. Neither wealth nor social standing offers any advantages to a prospective candidate. But fairly elected or not, Master Matoya still found them all to be insufferable. Of course. I still don't understand how the vote could be unanimous. What could possibly convince them all to turn their backs on Eorzea? Well, I suppose one faction... Well, I mean, if we've got 2 different factions in the forum, I mean, they could all be tempered, I guess, but, like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out more about it. Oh, hey, that's, like, the same location as the Grand Prix track. Indeed. I'm going to do a stream on YouTube about that match. Sadly, the stream will be in Portuguese, but I hope I can have subtitles there. I want to say YouTube has integrated tools to do for closed captioning in different languages, but don't quote me on that. That track is next to my house. Awesome! That's heckin' cool. Oh my god, is that a Keenan emote? Yep. That's awesome. A pog slide. Oh, maybe I should do something like that too with my pog emote. A pog slide with that would be amazing. I can hear cars and motorcycles when big events come here. Ooh, that's cool. That is heckin' cool. If the Forum is intent on concealing its intentions, then a cursory investigation will avail us little, I suspect. We will... Pet pets! Thank you, Pedro. If the Forum is intent on concealing its intentions, then oh, I already read that. We will need to dig deeper, and with the greatest of care. I can go talk to the other folks over here. Though I have read much on the subject of Razat Han, this visit shall be my first. 'Twill be interesting to see how the Hanish mean to contend with the tower. Different as their magical and technological disciplines are. So it's back to Thavnair. Had I known earlier, I would have considered more subtle attire. An unsettling change has come over Charlian, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what, and how little, they are willing to divulge. This is why I began scouring Charlian's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Yeah, I'm with Paula on that one. I'm absolutely with Paula on that one. Getting up early in the morning, making a cup of coffee, popping out on like a little balcony, and then being lulled into a sense of awakeness over a hot cup of coffee by roaring motorcycle and car engines. That sounds heckin' amazing, to be honest. I have Kryle's instructions in hand. If you are ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnair before, I can travel by Aetheryte. But what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kryle was of the same mind, and has already secured the aid of the good folk of the Confluence. We shall take ourselves there. Uh-oh. The Confluence, thou sayest? I'm afraid so, my friend. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart. unto whose sanctuary we delivered thee, owing to the knowledge of our comrade Moonbrita. Moonbrita was an authority on aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in the pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. As it hath the many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus I have kept my silence. Whether you come to us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. You're welcome. Allow me to explain why I'm so excited for the match. The current 5th place team, Estoril Praia, from the city of Estoril, lost the match against Football Club of Porto, FC Porto, and has 1 point ahead of Portimonense. Portimonense will be playing in the Portimao's Mayor Stadium, my hometown soccer team stadium. So if a win goes for Portimao, the entire city will erupt in festivities, of course, with all safety measures. Awesome. It would be a dream to see my club play international club football again, but that's so far away, yeah. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. If it's settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Krite, or Kiet. I gotta look at something up real quick. I'm kind of wondering which of these quests I should do first. Hiya, Parchment. Welcome. Yeah, and sorry about the confusion the other day. I felt bad about that, but yeah, I'm not kidding when I said that I had I have two friends with the word scroll in their name, and I definitely got confused. Go with Kryl. Okay. Thank you, Ryu. No, that's the thing. That's the thing, Parchment. As soon as I realized it, I was like, why am I being a moron? I don't know you from Kuroja's stream, which you frequent Kuroja's stream, yes. But when I raided you, that was before I knew that you knew Kuroja. And that was just like a separate thing. I think I found you when I was actually looking specifically for, like, you know, kind of a just someone doing whatever. Like, I was just kind of cruising Twitch, and I was just like, oh, well, cool. And me to my wife, baby, where do I know you from? Awesome. Thank you so much. That was a more recent addition. This was back in the summertime. Actually, a good friend of mine and to the stream, Sky, who's also Attack Rack, did the art for this, and actually all of my emotes, too. So go with Cryle, alright. I didn't think I could mount up here. I didn't see anybody else on mounts. Oof, this place is pretty. Oh, there she is. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope? In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenon, Charlene's grandest collection of books and tomes. The building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that. For the archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Gubal Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Charlene is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Y'shtola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alphino will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here in the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Charlene history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they've found some promising tomes. Happy reading! Oof, this place is pretty. Heck. The faded title on the spine reads, Stewards of Wisdom. Read the book? Yes. During the chaos of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, Archon Nyankrep, founder of Charlene, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Charleans took to heart the words of their savior and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth and coin, and the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war, and with knowledge deliver the world. My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed and rest your body as you should? I, too, once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night, engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra. I am forever 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19, or 23, or 40. Whatever age you are when you discover this manual, let that be the age you aspire to remain. Through mindful, healthy living, you will extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths you pursue. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, aetherological, and arcane viewpoint. This book is on the wrong subject. Search for works which contain details in the forum, or mention the history of Sharlayan. Okay. Thanks for wasting my time, game. Introduction to the Heavens. The voice of a growing city. Yes, here we go. In the years which followed the foundation of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the forum as we know it today conceived and created. I see. That could be it. Yeah. I think this is it. Long, long ago, on an island in the North Sea, there lived a Rogadan man by the name of Njunkrev. Njunkrev was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So as that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror the strange churning waters above the people towards the ocean. It was there. However, that Njunkrup's crew hauled them aboard his ark, but the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Njunkrev wove a mighty spell of teleportation, and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Alabathia's spine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, young Krepp gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers, and abandoned the Ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island, and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in to this day. Hi, Hyena Bangs, welcome. Best wishes for your club. Mine has been in the second league for some years, before the last season, which they became champions of the second league, becoming my hometown soccer team's first and only champion title in its history. Oh, that's awesome. Here we go. Extras, okay. Yeah, I'm heckin' enjoying this lore too, Parchment. So, yeah, I mean, well, actually, I've been streaming from Final Fantasy since about June, and we've gone through the core game, and how many expansions so far? 3? We've gone through the 3 expansions, and up to now, we just started Endwalker, which is the most recent expansion. And the lore so far, I'm trying to see where it fits with everything else, but we're getting there, and I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. It's awesome. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Elfino and Kryl should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final days specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant volumes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare, and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate, plenty of comfortable places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. Yeah, Parchment. We haven't really blitzed, but it's taken that long just to go through the MSQ and nothing else. So a lot of the side content I'm going to be getting into with Endwalker as we go along. But I think what I'm going to be doing a lot of is when I go through leveling up another job, I'm going to be doing a lot of the side stuff. Starting with ARR. Oh, and by ARR I mean A Realm Reborn. That's the core game. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not to be allowed across the threshold. Apparently there's some side content that affects late Endwalker content. Ooh. That I'd be interested in hearing about. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. Oh, okay, I was confused because Final Fantasy XIV has been around a while, and I didn't know it was possible to go through everything that quick. But if you only did main story content, that would do it. Yeah. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. What of you, Graha? Have you been able to visit your family? Or do they not live here in the city? Well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Charlian, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilsbard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thavnair. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Makoti to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the Fifth Calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Says the woman who's only done starting content. Oh, I mean, that's... It depends on how long, how far you got. But, you know, when, I started playing Final Fantasy XIV actually 5 years ago. And then when my friends stopped playing, I let my sub lapse. And I was, I think, like level 46, and like smack dab in the middle of A Realm Reborn. And then I only recently picked it up because lots of other people were playing it at the time. And then when I started streaming, I'm like, you know what? It's a perfect time to get back into it. And here we are. I also found out, Ahty, if we have a stable group of 4 or 8, we could do a lot of dungeons raids without the level sync. First encounter with the crystal. That's been so long ago, I don't even remember that. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Ominas. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends in the Students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Charlian citizen. I never considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisoix, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Charlians than you might think. Yet, regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacity. I think that is. We outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness. Aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Yeah. Oh, this music. It's so chill and nice. I love it. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Ahty. More company should be arriving any moment now. What else do I know of Corvus? Precious little, I'm afraid. I've not returned since Master Galuf first brought me here. I can tell you that Corvosi rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their Imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it was. Oh, and they have carpets! Flying carpets! The legends are quite extraordinary. There are others better suited to poring over old history books, so I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events, if I can find anything to better inform the forum's baffling behavior. We've returned with our selections. Although, I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryl has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarat firsthand, and I fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days grew nigh? A complete destabilization of creation magics. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Ystola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by Ascians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? They said it began with a keening sound from the land itself. Ah, yes. The Amaratines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. but it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarot was spared. So the ground was crying out, you say? To be Karoja! Karoja, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. Sorry I was only like lurking, basically. I didn't know where you were in Final Fantasy, and then you were talking about other things. So, like, I don't know. Like, I felt like I wasn't really going to contribute to the discussion because I had missed half of it already. And I didn't want to spoil Final Fantasy, so I just kind of lurked. But thank you so much for the raid. How was Final Fantasy for you today, by the way? And where are you at in the MSQ? I guess I should ask also. No worries. Take your time. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of Numenon's Mements, and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They summoned Zodiark. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart. So many gave themselves to sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiark, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Vinette and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Heidelin. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now that in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophoroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? A convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. 55 degrees Fahrenheit in my computer room. It's cold, cold, cold. Yikes! Heck! I don't know how you function like that. Do you not have any heat in there, or did someone accidentally leave the window open? Yeah, that's too cold for a room, honestly. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of the final days, then that knowledge might surface in their writing. That is my hope, anyway. It really is comforting to have all these dedicated assistants on hand. Right, then. Enough chatting, more reading. One more time for Y'shtola. So I wonder, Mr. Fox, couldn't you technically, if it's a window air conditioner, couldn't you technically use that as a space heater? I mean, kind of set it up so the cold air blows out the window, like through a small crack, and then have the heat part blowing in the room. I wonder if that's possible. Ah, Kryuki! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Hobo is just an amazing being for providing that 3-month sub. I hate trying to get my controller to work with this game sometimes, but I cannot play this game with mouse and keyboard. Welcome, Kryuki. It's nice to see you. It's portable, and if it had a heat option, I so would. No, I'm talking, Mr. Fox, I'm talking about the exhaust. You know that tube that you have to kind of like pop in the window? Why not just not pop it in the window? Just let it blow on you. All that heat has to go somewhere. Might as well keep it in the room for winter, right? And given the fact that how inefficient portable space heaters are, you should be able to... You should be able to get it to heat the room rather quickly. Alright, I'm back, friend. Sorry. No, it's fine. I understand. We're talking to the Scions about their reading, and also discussing the thermal dynamics of portable air conditioners and how they might be able to be repurposed to space heaters.
What are you doing?
Hiya, King Pine Martin. Mom and Kevin took Grandpa to the Mexican place tonight. They had a get-together for Herb's friends and anyone who wasn't one of the enablers of his alcoholism. Apparently enough showed up to fill up the reservation room. Ooh, that's cool. I hope that went well. How are you today, Ahty and chat? Chat seems to be pretty good. I'll let them talk about that, but I'm doing pretty good. I got lots of sleep today. I get to mod Paula's stream for a while. Things are good. It was a chill Saturday. At least I got a last number match on my Cacpot lottery. Nice! Yeah, sounds like Grandpa had a good time. Though, Mom forgot to bring me back a 32-ounce margarita, so I think I need to excommunicate her. Oh, I'm getting beaned. First bean of the night. Excellent. Bean! Oh, that was a little loud, I think. Bean! Oh god, I hope I didn't wake up my landlord. The quiet bean was so good. Bean! Always disturb the landlords. Yeah. It's kind of how I'm feeling about it now. Not gonna lie, I knew that was coming, and it still scared me. I'm sorry, King Byron. I am so sorry. As long as me having it on fan-only mode, it does the trick, the furnace to stay longer. Okay. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. As far as the stream, got through the second dungeon, really good content. I spent probably 20 minutes of the stream ranting about racism inspired by Bradbury. Yeah, that's I think when I popped in. Talking about a monologue from the game. Yeah. Yeah, and I saw that y'all were, I think, in Ishgard. So, yeah, that's a theme in Ishgard, unfortunately. Currently in the middle of an Arkham Horror the card game scenario. Interesting. Oh no, we were in Redacted. Okay. It appeared to be Ishgard. But yeah, no worries. I know full well that every time I click on your stream, it's a possible spoiler if you're playing Final Fantasy XIV. I know the risks, but I want to support pretty much no matter what. Spoiler or no. If you recall, Euron J learned of the source's reflections from the Garun oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Gubal Library. We are trying to beat a scenario that we have never beaten before, but one of our players deleted their main deck on accident. Oh no! Oh heck. That is not good. It is even less likely that the knowledge of the uncindered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason, then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuno with knowledge of the Telophoroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know of the final days were truly upon us. That's curious. So basically what she's saying is that even this Master Fortuno wouldn't really know of the final days because, you know, the books were all... Well, Ahty, I must go to sleep, but before I go, I got something special for you. Ah, heck, Pedro, I'm already beamed! I will do that for you, though. Bean! I'm honestly thinking about making that whole that bean scream a redeem. Just record myself doing it so y'all can trigger it whenever you want. So precious. Good night, Pedro. Sleep well. Yeah, so basically, like, you know, like, Fortuno I think was scoffing at the idea of the final days and all that stuff because he didn't know anything about the subject, and most of the people of the forum probably don't know much about it either. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. So we have to find that stuff. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Next time I'll get the bean first. Well, also, I think I should probably be more on top of changing my avatar back. So when somebody so other people during the stream can redeem it. I think that would probably be the best bet. Or actually maybe putting each one of the avatar changes on like a timer. So they automatically change back when I Weird, I think I just lost sound. That's alright. Oh no, I just bumped my little volume control thing. So extras. Ugh. Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. If I were you, I'd steal a few quiet moments for myself. Quiet moments are boring. I've found not of interest so far. I think Y'shtola might be right about not getting our hopes up. Or you could ravage the butt-coin economy by making unbean and unpumpkin separate redeems, but I didn't say that. Ooh. Oh, but people can already do that. They can already do that by switching to an by just triggering another avatar switch to something else. Honestly, Plants Guy, I think you might have the right of it. Oop. There's a pumpkin! Speaking of which... Pumpkin! Plants Guy, I think that's a great idea, and I might actually do that. By the way, Ahty Stripes, I can't remember if I brought it up yesterday or not, but in case I didn't, if you or anyone you know uses Me6 in their Discord, ban it right away. Yeah. And look, it is! Look who it is, it's a wild Cairo. Alright. Yeah, I think there's a few people that I know that use it. I've got a... Is it because of the NFT thing? Pretty sure it is. Yeah. Oh, Ryu, rip. It honestly kind of looked like there for a second that your smaller wind-up stubby there did its little karate chop thing, and then it killed you. And they literally locked their Discord down and said criticizing NFTs or blockchain is bannable. Wow. Floor tank. That is a big heckin' yikes. Yeah, I only use reaction rules in my server so far. Me 6, yeah, that's gonna be a big no. But I'm gonna have to look a little bit more into that. Because I want to say the Tame Tortoise uses Me 6, and I don't know if Tuz does or not, but if that's the case, I'm pretty sure Tuz would nuke it in a hurry. I don't know about the Tame Tortoise, though. I don't know how he feels about it, but I'm sure, like, if he was given all of that data, he would give it the axe right away. Zoinks! Jinkies! Let's talk to Kryl here. I've switched to using Probot and Streamcord. The latter is much better for live notifications for streamers, and Probot does what I used Me 6 for, but without charging you $80. Interesting. Okay. That might be something to look into. Oh dear, you look exhausted. Well, what about... Doot! What about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a Mehmet at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Okay, their text hasn't changed. Yeah, it hasn't changed yet. Ready for a tea break, Ahty? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Oh, I could use a coffee right now. Heck. If I had a coffee, I would not sleep. I love the Charlian music. Nope, I did a bonehead move and went the wrong way. Sorry. You get a lot of good music ahead of you. Awesome. Here we go. Down this way. Here she is. As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlian that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? Well, Me6 tucked integrated Twitch Go Live notices behind a paywall in mid-2011. So I guess seeing them double down on any and all cash grabs isn't the biggest of surprises. Sure is bad, though. Mid-2021. Okay. Yeah. But the thing is, though, if anything, this whole NFT money grab thing is really making it easy to shit-can shitty companies, because they're popping up like... they're making them really easy to spot. Let me put it that way. Kind of like the whole MAGA crowd. I hesitate to mention it openly in stream, but like, yeah. Kind of like those little red hats. They're like flags. Just saying. I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telophoroi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Very ugly JPEG flags, yes. Yeah. But I'm not gonna hide the fact that I'm very left. Well, considering that I also label myself as trans, and also I'm non-binary, and I believe in pronouns, and I believe in, like, empathy, and I care about folks, and I believe in masks and vaccinations and stuff like that, I think it's pretty obvious. If I lose followers and stuff like that because of that, then, I mean, it is what it is. And honestly, I think every I'm pretty confident in saying to the folks that are in the stream right now, most of you folks I know personally, so y'all, I'm pretty sure that y'all are at least somewhat of like mind in that regard. I'm allowing that. And I can't believe automodded that. I'm so sorry, Parchment. Speaking of, found out tonight someone I kind of grew up with is currently undergoing the FTM. Ooh, interesting. Agreed with your leaning there, Ahty. Oh, thank you. The one thing I like about NFTs is that someone in a very left Discord server I'm in was given an NFT as a result of attending a recent NFL game, so they made it a server sticker. Interesting. Oh my god, you're trans unfollows. I can't believe you were auto-modded for that, Parchment. I am so sorry. Respect for that, Ahty. The whole sticking with your guns and not caring about losing viewers. I mean, that's it. I mean, if I start compromising on my values, then that really doesn't make me... I don't know. I don't know what that makes me. Automod doesn't want us to talk about being trans, yeah. And that's... I'm gonna have to nip that behavior right in the bud. I don't like that at all. Either that, or it's modding all caps, which I support. Well, it could be. But, like, I speak in all caps all the time, and, like, you know, I have plenty of viewers that I think do it too, so... I don't know why it would do that out of the blue. I'm gonna have to look into it. Well, you know, it doesn't it doesn't auto mod Ryu because Ryu's a mod. Yeah, this person, he's the child of someone who went to school with my uncle and has been around the family since forever. I haven't talked to them in ages, but used to hang out with them back in the day. Now, like it shouldn't, because with mods and I believe also VIPs are exempt from that stuff. I don't think automod is going to hit anybody at all. And actually, speaking of which, there we go. Parchment and, like, enjoy your new stream badge. I think with VIPs it varies depending on channel settings. Hey Plants Guy, what's NFT called in a longer... I think I know the answer to that question, but I'm not sure if I'm right or not. Parchment gets a badge for getting automodded, and yet I had to slay 16 behemoths for you before I got mine. I'm sorry, Corrosia. How can I ever make it up to you? Well, I funge tokens all the time. Because I'm a fun guy. Oh! That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Oh, my bad, I wasn't sure if the initial question was serious because of internet shenanigans. Yeah, NFT is an algorithm for non-fungible tokens. It's nasty crypto-related stuff. Right, Corrosia. Because I don't know... I don't know where you live, so even if I could get a margarita, I don't think I could get into my minivan and drive all the way to you tonight to give it to you. Well, not with that attitude, you won't. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get going with this. All right. So Alize is accompanying me. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We are simply wondering if you knew of the Telophoroi, these enemies of peace which have promised to end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're that House Levier girl, aren't you? And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. I'd heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from someone so enlightened. Come, Ahty. Alright, I'm gonna eat some pizza, take an edible, and try not to stay up until 7 AM again. Alrighty, Corrosia. Enjoy the rest of your night, okay? And I'll try to think of additional ways to make it up to you. Good luck in 12-speed Ahty, and everyone in chat, remember your Ahty some beans for being here. Aww. course, Ryu is doing the Macarena on a table in front of this dude who just basically told us to F off. Well, that talk earlier about alienating people politically by saying things like MAGA hats are a red flag, and all I can think is, oh no, please don't make the bigots feel unwelcome, oh no. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too. F this guy, lol. Unfunges your token. Oh yeah? Oh no, they're unfungible. We have to... Oh yeah? Fund your token! There we go. Where else are we supposed to go now? This way, I think. I wonder what Hildoys has to say. Yes? I don't believe I've had the pleasure? Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telophoroi and their unconscionable plans. The who? My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levier. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortuneau that I was helping you... I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. I wonder what Dickon has to say. So Kryuki actually something that I wanted to cover is that from time to time politics will make it into the chat. I mean, I pay close attention to it just to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. But, you know, light political discussion is acceptable here. But if things get out of hand, or if things become a problem, I'll revisit the topic, and maybe maybe try to clamp a little bit more down on it. But for now, I mean, everybody so far has been pretty respectful of other people's views and things like that. So, I mean, it's acceptable for now. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alize I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studium. That seems like an age ago. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master Fortuneau may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. What's a furry? Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now, of all times? We have questions, and only Charlian has the answers. Tell me, Master Daikon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Wait, there are furries here? Unfollows again. Oh, Pine Martin. You're wondering about whether we were allowed to talk about politics or not? Is that the question you're referring to? God, I love the daytime music here, so do I. Hides her multiple personas. Oh, what is a furry? Oh, okay, gotcha. Shop signed. What's a furry? Two for 20 bucks. 2 for 20 bucks or 1 for 10. 3 for 30. Such a deal. Come get your non-fungible furries today. Oh, what is a furry? I think something or someone covered in fur, but then you could be describing like a carpet. I don't know. I don't know what a furry is. What the heck is with all this furry crap anyway? I don't understand. Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlayan, aren't you? Then few will know your face. You should be able to pass... We should be able to pass you off as a server, with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food. You might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? You know what, King Pine Martin? Of course not, because you're a tree. But also a furry. And I pretty much think that's the coolest thing ever. Most of my personas are now headmates. While I wouldn't change that for the world, it creates this whole question of chicken versus egg with their creation. Pushes non-existent glasses up muzzle. Snort laughs. Actually, all people are technically animals. I meant it more like the Dracula line from... But what is a furry? Nothing more than a miserable pile of fur. Again, a carpet reference. Yes, become tree. Detroit, become tree. That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. But enough yif, have at you! The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. Okay. Omelette is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you'll see a Makoti gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Lobster for the Makoti. Tea for by the water. Tea set. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. The Talafa who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them, or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astral Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. This one is the omelet, I remember. Ah, finally, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. What? The Telophoroi? Ah, yes. I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. Oven-baked lobster. I want. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlian. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folks who trail after reapers in the fields. Picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telophoroi make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities would be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. Gender euphoria is sometime a thing. Gender dysphoria is no fun. I'm in it for gender comfort, leaning back with my hands atop my chest, enjoying that I can do that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard of gender comfort before, but I guess just kind of being happy with the way things are at that specific moment, if that's what you're getting at, I can see the sense in it. I don't know why I felt I needed to share that. Well, Parchment, you can share whatever you'd like. Honestly. Like, you're among friends here. Interesting. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, the cup of coffee I promised. But let's enjoy our drink somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle? Away from the gossips and their wagging tongues? Cairo. Uh-oh. I went the wrong way. Ah, there she is. Okay. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian?
I can't imagine the enormity of being disowned by your family. But then on top of it, hearing it from your own father's lips, to your face, I'm disowning you. Or like, what kind of feelings would be in someone's head to disown their child? Just seems ridiculous to me. Thank you so much for the pets, Kryuki. There we go. I love that cup. I want one of those.
Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
I like Alize's character a lot. I think I like her a lot more than Alphino, to be honest. Alphino is alright, but I can see like how, like towards the end of Shadowbringers, where Estinian was saying that he was, I mean, I don't know, idealistic, yeah. But I mean, he just doesn't seem as grown up as Alize, in my opinion. And I guess maybe, I don't know, just like Y'shtola, how I like Y'shtola so much because of her attitude and how she says things, and she like kind of pokes fun at her friends in kind of like weird and subtle ways. Just like that, she has this very slight mean streak, and that's not to say that Alize has a slight mean streak, but Alize has a side of her that is thorny. It's like it's sharp, and I really like that.
If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Yep, it's the Gleaners.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Charlian is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Yeah, the character that's talking right now, Alize. She just seems like more mature and more grown up than Alphino, and supposedly they are twins. But it's really interesting how their personalities are different.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
Interesting. Oh wow, I leveled up. I'm a level 81 now. Yay! I almost forgot what it sounded like to level up. I haven't done it in a really long time. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Here, I'm gonna check on something real quick. Let's see. I mentioned that I wanted one of those cups. I wonder if they actually sell real live mugs with the Last Stand logo on them. I'm sure they do. Yep, they do. And Etsy, no less. Interesting. But I also I also found a mug I kind of want. Here, I'm gonna link it in a second here. The link is ridiculous. There we go. I kind of want this mug. You know that they do have one for Warrior too. I'll link that one. There you go. Dang, they got a lot of stuff. This one's kind of cool, too. I haven't seen a barred one yet, though. Alright, let's back to the game. What's this red quest over here? Oh, it's the leave person? Okay. I kind of like the idea of having like just a like kind of a classic beer stein, like German beer stein. Oh, I can't go there yet. I gotta go back to the other place. Yeah, because like when I have a beer here at home, I don't like drink it like straight from the bottle. I have like this cool mug that I drink it out of. But like I kind of want something that's like Final Fantasy related. That would be kind of cool. And like not really something that's mass produced, like something that like somebody like handmade on like from like Etsy or something like that. That would be really cool. Here we go. Back to Kryl. I might be drinking a questionable beverage from a paper cup from Arby's. No worries. I won't judge. Just, I really enjoy beer. Really enjoy it. Especially like dark beers, like stouts and porters and things like that. Like when I was just starting streaming, like I would make a habit to try a different beer every night and kind of like describe it a little bit on stream, which I should get back into that. Oh yeah. Like the last one I did on stream though, like I had really high hopes for it. It was like a salted caramel stout or something like that, and I described it to Paula and Paula was like, "Oh, that sounds great." And then when I tried it, it was disgusting. It was vile. And then I stopped doing it. But it is what it is. So, like, I have one beer in my fridge that I've been saving for a special occasion. It's oh, what is it? It's called Dragon's Milk. It's like 11%. It's pretty potent. Really? What kind of awful drinks did you drink? No, I mean, like I actually had a pretty good experience with beers up until then. Like, you know, if I was streaming, I would stop by the supermarket on my way home because the supermarket that's out here in Oregon can sell beer. So they actually, the one I go to has a pretty extensive beer collection. So I would just pick up one that I hadn't had before, And, like, you know, I'd bring it home, and then I'd crack it open on stream, and then just kind of, you know, pick away at it over the stream. Fireball whiskey mixed with Diet Coke. Interesting. I haven't had that. I've mixed and what I currently really like at the moment is a Fireball, like a shot of Fireball with a warmed mug of apple cider. And it tastes so good. Basically, you nuke the apple cider for 2 minutes in a mug, and then add the shot right before you drink it, and then mix it up a little bit. It's so good. It does, yeah. You should try it. Honestly, you should try it. Welcome back, Ahty. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. A Jack and Cola. No, I haven't, actually. Maybe I should try that. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats. But as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo. It certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put in motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. Whenever you're reading characters talking to you, I think for just a moment you're talking to chat and wondering who welcomed you back to the stream you've been doing for 2.5 hours now. Sorry, Parchment. Maybe I should try and separate the tone of my voice between reading what they're saying on screen and when I'm responding to somebody in chat. I don't know. I try to treat them equally as just, well, I mean, I talk to chat naturally, but like I kind of want to. I've been trying to read what they say in the game as naturally as possible. As Y'shtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Ahty and Alize learned at the Last Stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so preoccupied by a duty of which pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners. Official agents of the state have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. Alright. What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there, and I'll show you where the entrance is. I can only surmise by Cairo's constant presence and dancing / playing dead that there will soon be a duty. We'll see how, I guess we'll see how soon that is. I'm thinking Labyrinthos is going to be the thing. I love this music. Gosh. Huh, a duty! Fun fact, did you know Patrick Stewart was the voice of the poop emoji in the Emoji Movie? I've never seen it. I sure didn't. Yeah, it was Patrick Stewart. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here. But you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow her and try not to fall too far behind. How do I not run? Does anybody know the hotkey to do the RP walk that Alize is doing right now? Now we run. Okay, never mind. Yep, mouse and keyboard. The rostra, not far now. I love how Midgard Sormer's just like, yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna hitch a ride. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. Did you remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life so much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. That's a good point. I'm gonna do that real quick, because I did not. It is windy tonight. It is a hot chocolate night. Oh, that sounds good. there's Cryle. You didn't take a wrong turn in the roster there, did you? I doubt the forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. I've not been to Labyrinthos in a long time. Even as a student, my visits here were few and far between. How did the forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone into the lift, and down we go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Interesting. This is cool.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing.
Gosh, I just want to hug Cryle. She's so cute. Gosh.
But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh.
What was that all about?
Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
The benefit of wearing mask outside in the winter. Blocks the wind, lets me breathe without gagging on the cold wind. Yep. I was actually noticing that this week too. That normally where I work, I mean our department is kind of in a warehouse that's not heated that well. As in the heat works, it just it barely does anything at all. So it tends to be really cold in the winter, and yeah, wearing the mask all day, it helps keep my face warm. Let's see. Let's talk to Dobbin. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058, cumin seeds 1059, snurbbleberry 1060, or were they 1061? Ugh, my head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Kurthan carrots for the Garabandon carrots? What then? You here to help or give me more headaches? 'Cause you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Back to Kryl. Any luck, Ahty? What tales did the gleaners have to tell? If I had more time, I would have made the Hershey's hot chocolate recipe. Why I miss my aunts when they're not up here in New York is that whenever they're here, they'd make hot chocolate from scratch. Oh, yeah, I love that. So this grand operation began without warning? And for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else? That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. I don't think I've ever had crockpot hot cocoa or hot chocolate. I think I might need to get off my butt and get a crockpot. We were right. The Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. We would do well to learn more of what, specifically, the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Ahty, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help them capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting. just give me 1 sec. Sorry, I'm just checking. So I think I'm probably going to wrap it up. But I'm trying to. I'm looking to see who's on right now. So I kind of want to raid somebody that I haven't raided before. I'm just trying to see who is live right now that's playing a game that's somewhat like what I'm playing right now. There's Mudkip Lover. I wonder if they're still playing right now.
The nozzle.
The nozzle.
Nut.
Nut. Oh wait, hold on. Wrong one. Got a few folks online if you're in the mood for suggestions. Well, or Turbid is playing Pokemon. Yeah, there is Turbid too. I was just looking for somebody that we haven't raided before. Because the thing is, like, you know, I'm part of Storytellers, and also Furries United Network. And honestly, I haven't really been raiding many new folks from either of those teams, and I feel like I'm just kind of riding coattails, you know? Or freeloading, I guess, would probably be a better word for it. But actually, I think I have an idea. There's Cutesy Nico Cat, who's playing YS8, Lacrimosa of Dana. They've been going for about 2.5 hours, but it's furry mental health stream. They say they are a variety streamer who wants nothing more than to create a fun, loving, and safe environment for those who need it. And I can't think of anybody better to raid than that. Proxy joined a team recently as well, and that's probably something we should make a bit more of a priority. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you know, I'm torn with that. So I kind of want to balance it between doing what like a team, you know, kind of wants and expects, but then also being able to support my friends too, because friends are important also. But, like, you know, I also kind of want to expand the friend network, so to speak. Like, I wanna like, you know, like lurk new people, raid new people, and like, you know, have you folks meet new people. So I think that's probably going to be the best bet. Well, let's do that. More friends is good. Yes. We must needs get more friendos. Kryuki, no worries. It's completely okay. And like, you know, and like Hirosha said, the time difference is really a thing, and it makes things difficult. So like any time that you're able to make the stream at all, I mean that's I really value that. I like it a lot. And thank you so much for coming. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot an E. Alright, there we go. So please stick around for the raid. I have never visited Cutesy Nico Cat's stream before, so we'll see. But they seem like they seem like it's pretty cool, and YS actually I know like a few of the people I follow have played it before, but it's a fantasy game, but it's more kind of action based. So we'll see. But at any rate, thank you everyone for coming by tonight and hanging out with me while I've been poking around Final Fantasy and our brief stint into Halo ODST. The next time I'm going to be streaming is tomorrow, 6 p.m. PST. We're going to pick up right where we left off on Final Fantasy. So I hope to see each and every one of you then. But for me, I think I'm going to pop off, and I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm going to rest and sleep. Alrighty. Take care, folks. Oh, it's pronounced yeast. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, that's it for me. Have a good night, folks. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.